In breaking news, the RBA has delivered an increase in the cash rate.
Australia's cost of living is predicted to further increase over the next year.
It's just like inflation's gone up so much and stuff recently. It's just tough on everybody.
I mean, I think the housing crisis is something that's on everyone's minds at the moment.
Australia's property market is charging into 2026 with prices still on the rise.
If I'm feeling that worried at 16 years old, then it's probably a problem.
Rents surged almost 3 times faster than wages.
Trying to escape getting caught in rent and being able to buy a house, for example, is seeming more and more unrealistic as time goes by.
The wage price index rose 0.8% over the December quarter. It's below the rate of inflation, which means real wages fell.
We've been hearing for a while now that a lot of people are struggling with the cost of living. And increasingly, young Aussies say they're not just worried about now, but also what it means for the future.
It has been definitely on my mind, and every paycheck I'm like, okay, what can I buy, what can I not buy? So yeah, definitely on my mind.
Late last year, UNICEF Australia released a study which looked into the well-being of children and youth across the country. And of the more than 2,000 12 to 17-year-olds surveyed, 55% have mixed or unsure feelings about the future, saying financial security and housing is a top concern. Likewise, in Mission Australia's 2025 youth survey of more than 17,000 14 to 19-year-olds, the most pressing issue for young people was the cost of living, with 1 in 5 agreeing that they felt money stress. And reports from Curtin University and Monash University in 2025 also found financial difficulties to be a top concern.
Your parents talk about how they were, looking into moving out at this stage and settling down and building their families, and it seems like it's not really that achievable anymore, or maybe it's starting to slip away.
I do think it is something that I am a little bit concerned about, because house prices seem to just continually increase disproportionately to incomes.
I think when I was 18, coming out of high school, I would have liked to have moved out as soon as possible. And I now realise that's quite unrealistic.
I've realised that I'll probably never, if I'm still living in the city after uni, I'll probably never be able to own, I won't be able to own my own house for a long time.
And Salty, congratulations, sir.
I think it is tougher for young people, but it's definitely not hopeless.
This is Katrina. She's the CEO of the Financial Basics Foundation, a not-for-profit organisation helping young people learn about their personal finances. She says that young people can start their financial literacy journey at any age, but the earlier, the better, ideally starting from primary school age, which is something some Aussie kids miss out on.
That is actually part of the problem, and the fact that money is still a taboo topic, and that we're not speaking about it more openly, not only in the school environment, but at home, that it's not being spoken about at home. That's where the foundations come from, and the confidence.
Mum and Dad never really talked about finances a whole lot. I think it's important because obviously your parents are there to set you up for your future, and finance is a little bit a part of that.
Definitely, yeah, and not to put a stress on your child or whatever, but just sort of showing them a bit of what it's about and teaching them.
We grew up as second generation immigrants, so I think that was really big for my family growing up, and investing, saving money, eating at home instead of going out to eat when we can, and all that kind of thing, I think was really big growing up. In terms of taxes and more the adult financial stuff, I haven't really had much of that.
For my parents, they're both immigrants from overseas, so saving was a really big thing for them because they came from nothing.
We're asking young people to engage and make financial decisions the minute that they leave school, and yet we haven't prepared them for it. Certainly the key is building your financial toolkit early so that you are more resilient, or you are resilient regardless of what's happening in the market and with those cost of living pressures.
Part of that financial toolkit is saving. And despite the rising cost of, everything really, a lot of young people have been putting money aside.
In fact, new data from NAB shows that 18 to 29-year-olds are the most committed savers of any age group, with 89% of young women and 85% of young men actively putting money aside.
I don't necessarily put it into a savings account, but that's because I have such a strong foundation of saving in my mindset.
I do a lot of saving, a lot of investing as well.
I'm not really earning enough to be able to do that, so it's most of my money is coming in and then leaving by the next paycheck.
I make sure to like spend money and enjoy it, but like at the end of the day, I always make sure I have enough savings.
Unfortunately, I spend all of my money, so I don't save much. No.
What do you spend it on?
Motorbikes, cars.
Well, I don't have a savings account, but I do actively try and save money from my job and not like splurge or buy anything super expensive.
We understand that young people are navigating a very complex financial system now, one that previous generations never had to. And the solution to that is building financial literacy, because it arms you with the skills, the behaviours and the attitudes that you need.
While Katrina believes personal finance should be more prominent in the Australian curriculum to help future generations, she says teens and young adults now can start by setting up basic financial habits, like keeping track of income and spending, putting away even tiny amounts into savings, and then looking at ways money can make you money in the long run.
Which is understanding compound interest, understanding and exploring opportunities where you might invest in whatever way that you're comfortable with, risk, reward. So those kinds of concepts that not only is about the behaviour of that setting money aside, but understanding how you can build wealth through that habit is a critical part of the whole opportunity that you have if you have got that good saving plan in place.
But if all of those words sound a little confusing, there are lots of resources online to help.
Certainly places like us, Financial Basics Foundation, the ATO, ASIC, all those government sites have really good quality, independent, credible information.
And while things may be tough right now, these guys are optimistic about the future.
I'm hopeful. I hope it will be all right.
I've worked it out, done my budget, worked hard last year to get myself in a position where I can be quite comfortable at the moment. I'm the very start of my uni journey, so I've still got got 3 years.
Yeah, it is going to be tough, but everything is, and you'll just work your way through it.
Don't stress, because stress doesn't get you anywhere, but be smart and be conscious and really invest your money, not necessarily into investments, but into the things that matter.
As long as you're committed to the bit, that's what I say, everything will work out. And stress.
Commit to the bit.
Yeah, and stress is the biggest killer, so.
Just have a plan, know what you're doing and stick to it. That's it.